Hello to your lovely faces. I am here with a bit of a speed build video. It's probably my second speed build video on my channel, so do excuse me if it's a bit of a mess. Thank you to EA Game Changers for the code for Snowy Escape. I am going to get rid of that image now. Boop, there we go. Look at me, pro editing skills. Yeah, let's just move on. So you can see that I am on the mountain peak of Mount Komorebi, and what better to put on the peak of the mountain than a Central Perk coffee house, or should I say Central Peak coffee house. Lol, I'm so humorous. So yeah, if you presumably most people have heard of Friends, have some knowledge of Friends. It's the iconic coffee shop where they used to meet. So if you don't know, I do work in a coffee shop. I love coffee, big coffee fan. So I kind of googled some images of Central Perk. I'm getting myself confused now. Central Perk, the coffee house from Friends. I did Google some images. One of the ones that I referenced was the Lego image of the coffee house. But I used a couple of different reference images to get kind of the general shape of the build. So it's not going to be an exact replica. It's inspired by Central Perk. Obviously, Central Peak, it's a bit difficult to get some of the building materials up there, so you're going to find it's slightly different. So I went for a 3-tier building. You can see I'm just kind of moving things around on the lot there, trying to get things into the best position. I was thinking about putting some tables out of the front as well, but I think I just basically forgot to do that, so lol me. I definitely play around with foundations a little bit more as well in this build. I'm kind of getting the hang of foundations a bit better now. When I first, that video got like loads of views, when I kind of first attempted to build anything on camera with foundations, I didn't know what I was doing. I was absolutely hopeless. I've kind of picked up a few tips and tricks for foundations as I've kind of been moving along, and I may do a tips and trips. Well, if it's me, it's going to be a tips and trips video, isn't it? Tripping over my own words at this point. So yeah, I may do a bit of a tips and tricks video. So those windows there are from Get to Work. Really nice kind of shot from old-fashioned style windows. Do wish they came in better colour swatches, because I feel like the colour swatches are a bit limited. And there I go for just a traditional awning as well, turning the move objects on cheat there, because it inexplicably didn't want to fit on the wall, so I think I just used the move objects on cheat from that point on. Add in some covicing to get rid of that really old-fashioned, like New York old, like I don't know, 1900s kind of building feel. And then gave it this kind of like gross green wooden frontage as well, just because I don't know, I liked it. I kind of liked it in a weird way. I didn't want it to be all brick. I wanted some kind of difference there, and I like that kind of bottle green colour. So making the walls slightly shorter there, as you can see, so that it's not too tall, but I was quite happy with the way that looked. It looks quite Christmassy as well and inviting. You know, when you get there after climbing the mountain, you want to find a nice warm coffee shop at the peak so that you can warm yourself back up again, and kind of like fight off a bit of that frosty chill, you know. So now I start messing around with foundations here for absolutely ages. Did not know what my plan was, what I was intending to do. Was that foundations or platforms? Platforms. I'm going to use the two interchangeably because I'm a big goof, basically. Yeah, so you can see I'm not quite sure how I want to do this at this point. I'm sort of thinking about how I think there was like a step down when I'm picturing kind of Ross coming through the front door, and he kind of steps down, I think. And then they've got like that little stage area near the window as well where Phoebe sang Smelly Cat. So definitely wanted a little bit of a platforming thing going on indoors. Also, like, you don't know where the toilets are and things like that, so I kind of had to improvise a bit there, and I wanted to get a dumpster on the lot as well, so again I kind of like worked a bit of magic there in regards to dumpsters. So here's a tip for platforms: if you place one of these really low walls, you can actually move the platforms without things jumping around quite so much, because what I find is that normally you basically section off where you want the platform and then use those small arrows on the side there to kind of create the platform tool, and then you can remove the walls and it'll kind of stay and be how you want it to. Sometimes if you try to draw a full wall around the platforms kind of jump up and down the levels. It can be quite frustrating. So that's a top tip there. Draw the full walls in first, and let's see, you can see there where it disappeared. So instead of trying to place the wall there like by hand, I end up using the placement tool. You can see on next to where all the fences are at the bottom, there was kind of that thing that automatically places a wall along a section. So again, top tips there. I found that a bit more useful than trying to draw it in by hand, where it created that kind of jumping up and down business that platforms like to do. I do hope they work out the bugs a little bit more, because that the platforms jumping up and down when you're building walls is so frustrating, especially when you've got it exactly right. I don't know why I put any tiles down there, because you can't see them because of the snow. But yeah, platforms can still use a little bit of work. These top levels, I don't actually put anything inside there, so if you did want to download this from the gallery, I'm pretty sure I've already uploaded it. Yeah, I did. I uploaded it when I did it, so it's already on the gallery if you wanted to go and get it. It's called Central Peak. So yeah, you can just look in my gallery, it'll be there. There's nothing in those top levels, so if you wanted to put some beds in, you know, so everybody can kind of recover in the warmth after that long trek up the mountain, then you can do that. So there you go, quite happy with those university windows. I think they have a really nice effect for these kind of old buildings, and those get together, what are they called, drain pipes, again, such a gorgeous detail for the side of old buildings. It really does help to break up that brick a little bit. And I like that kind of green colour as well. It really has that kind of old-fashioned building vibe. So very happy with that. I like using platforms on roofs. This is my new trick, is using platforms on roofs. So I think I actually draw in, again, where I want the platform to be, and then I use the platform tool to kind of raise it up, and it creates that interesting like edge. So you can do some quite interesting flat roof things now with platforms, but I think I end up sticking a half wall around the top there anyway, to create a bit of covacing and a bit of height, and so it's not completely flat basically on the wall there. So yeah, not the most exciting thing I could have possibly done, but it's a thing. There you go, adding some brick. I think I had some roof detail on there as well. So yeah, a little bit flat at the top there, but I've stuck a few pipes and things up there to just add a little bit of interest. I think now is where I go to adding the dumpster around the back, possibly. It looks like I'm looking for a dumpster. So trash can out the front, trash out the front, dumpster in the back, right? I don't know why that sounded so rude. Then I realised I've not actually got very much room for it, so I sort of drag a section of the wall in, which then I have to faff around building all these wall sections inside so that I can move them all around. But there you go, I do it. And then the roof obviously as well was a bit of a pain to do because of the platforms. I fiddle around with those two little nubby pipes for so long. So yeah, half wall troubles. There we go. She's done it. And then for some reason the brick had gone, so I had to reapply that brick. Reapplying that covacing at the top. And there you go, a little platform there at the back, so that I can stick the dumpster on there. I think I adjust everything a little bit more, because you've got to have the dumpster. It's like New York City, right? They're gonna have dumpsters. It's a must-have, in my humble opinion. Okay, I'm just going to drink a bottle of water. I'm talking a lot and I'm just getting really, really thirsty. So if you can hear crackly bottle noises, that's what that is. One thing that I didn't use that I think would have been nice to use would have been the fire escape. If you look in the world items, the debug items, there's actually a fire escape which looks really nice when you place it against these kind of buildings. So I vaguely remembered there was like back area there. from the show, and then I have a bit of a dilemma because that's where I put the bathroom, and then I have issues again with the platforms. I just can't get it at the right height. I think the platforms have jumped around by themselves. You can see it's 2 steps now instead of 1 step, so just generally being really annoying, but I fix it there, so it's okay. I figure it out. So yeah, I have a bit of an issue with the wall coverings then. Again, I had a few reference pictures, but mostly I just kind of wanted to get the general feel of Central Perk. So I have a bit of a debate about what I want to use on the walls that aren't brick. I didn't want it to be all brick on the inside. I kind of wanted to break that up. So at the moment I'm just looking for a toilet door. I lost the toilet door that had like, you know, the men and women sign on. The gender neutral toilet door. I couldn't find it, so there we go. And then I was a bit worried about this step up into the bathroom, and whether Sims could get up there or not. So in a minute I go to live mode. There we go. And I grab Cinderella. And I make sure that she can get from the front of the building, step up, step down, and step into the bathroom. And there we go. She managed it. Well done, Cinderella. Big brain. So there we go. We know that works. So then I create that kind of stage area there. That's not the stage. The stage is in front of the window, but that's like a little raised platform area at the back of the coffee shop. Now some things I made intentionally a bit grim and clashy, so like that kind of gross green wall, I think I changed that on the inside actually, but then you've got like the green step and things as well. I didn't want it to be too perfect. I wanted it to be quite like, a little bit like maybe they didn't have a huge amount of money to spend on decorating, so they just kind of went with what they had. You know, touching things up over time. I really like that shade of purple for the walls, so I stick with that. Kind of like that musty purple colour. And then I think I used that nice tile that I really wish came in more colours. It comes in like 3 colours, that base game tile, but it's such a nice tile. Really, really wish we had more colour options in that, especially like a bottle green and like a navy blue, those kind of like Victorian tile colours. That would be lovely. Thanks, Sims team. And red as well, like a burgundy red, bottle red. Nice. There's an alarm going off outside. Sorry if you can hear that. There we go. It stopped anyway now. So I realised then that you can't actually change the venue, which is a bit sad, but you can hire a barista to come when you get to the top there, and they do come quite quickly. So there we go, we've got the coffee machine. It annoys me that there's no swatch that exactly matches that coffee machine swatch. I don't know what that's about, I don't think anyway. So I'll have a bit of a play around with the swatches there. There we go. So now the matching. So yeah, you can definitely see Gunther behind there, right? I definitely recommend when the barista comes, using the cheats to get them into Cass and turning them into Gunther, because that'll be highly amusing. And then hopefully Gunther will show up quite a lot to work in the coffee shop. I think, do you know what? I'm pretty sure those counters at the back are a different colour to the counters I've used at the front, but never mind, never mind. Again, as I say, beggars can't be choosers. I think I use a really nice light from Journey to Batuu on that back wall. There's some really nice items in Journey to Batuu that have kind of like a rustic kind of artisan feel that I really, really like. So definitely going to get a lot more use out of that pack than I first expected. I do size it down though, because I don't know why the lights are always so chunky in the game. But yeah, it's a really pretty lamp. It kind of has, I don't know, it just kind of has that like industrial pretty feel to it. So I like those lights for there. What am I doing now? Oh, do you know, I'm looking for something that I think is actually, I don't even know if it's in the game or if it's CC from The Sims 3, but I had like a little cookie display, or like a bun display, a cake stand, that's the word I'm looking for, and I spent ages looking for this blimming cake stand and couldn't find it. I was so frustrated. And then eventually I filtered for Get Together, because I feel like it came in Get Together, but I still couldn't find it. And then I'm looking at those Journey to Batuu items there again. Haven't tried building anything specifically with the Journey to Batuu stuff, but I have used like bits and bobs of it in different builds. Definitely some cool items. Yeah, looking at all these signs and then I just don't end up using any of them. trying to find the cookie stand. It's nowhere, it doesn't exist, but I do find those little copper teapots which are quite nice to use. And the tea stand. So it was worth looking. I've not overly decorated it. I've not used a huge amount of decor in this lot. I don't tend to do that. I tend to kind of sparsely furnish when I first do a build, and then I kind of add to it as I go. It's kind of my way of doing it. So here's Phoebe's smelly cat area. So of course I give her a guitar, I give her a mic stand, I give her a stool. There we go. So she can smelly cat all day long. Beautiful. And then I think I go for, yeah, the little coffee sign for the window. I size it up as well to make it a little bit bigger. Shame we've not got, I mean, maybe we do and I've just overlooked it, but like a proper Central Perk coffee sign. That would have been perfect. So then I start to look at what kind of seating I want. I think I end up going for those really nice dine out high tables, and I love those tables. I'm really glad we got a few more as well. I think Discovery University gave us a few more high tables. Really nice for bars actually, because you do tend to get those higher tables in bars. So yeah, I get those two. I get a higher one and a low one. I think I end up scrapping the low one unless I use it on that platform at the top. And then I get a nice kind of purpley coloured stool. There it is. I'm going to go back to it in a second. There we go. She found it. I like that kind of purpley colour. It kind of matches the walls there. But then I think I looked for a dining chair, and just nothing was what I had in mind. Nothing felt right. I kind of need like a more vintage style dining chair, I think. So yeah, I got a bit frustrated because a lot of the ones that I did like the look of didn't have the right swatches that I wanted, or they just, nothing was quite right. And it seems like a weird request, right? Especially if you watch LGR videos, to be like, I need more dining chairs, but I actually do. I need more variety of dining chairs. Because I just didn't have enough. So I ended up scrapping that low table and just going for the high table. And now I have to make that iconic seating area with the sofa that we all know and love if you've ever watched Friends. So again, it's not exactly how it is in the show. It's just that general feel inspired by. So I get that big comfy sofa. We need more sofas as well. I really want like a nice big battered old sofa. You know, like I don't know, something just like a big battered leather sofa. Nothing fancy. I feel like the Sims team, I love the chair and the sofa though that I'm using there. I think, are they from either Tiny Living or Nifty Knitting? Really so happy to get just like a simple modern sofa that you'd likely see in people's houses. Nothing too fancy. I feel like the Sims team, they always try and do things that are a bit wacky with the sofas. Like they have like a, you know, like a weird slope on them. They're like low on one side and high on the other, or like they're always just a bit too fussy. And I'm like, chill Sims team. We need basic usable sofas that are just very normal and everyday, so that we can use them in a lot of our builds. That's all we need. So yeah, just a basic battered old leather sofa. That's all I want in my life. Along with all the other things that I'm constantly asking the Sims team for, but at the moment, in this moment here, that's what I want. I really love that rug as well. I really appreciate that they've given us like batter swatches, and then kind of like new swatches and then old swatches of the same rug. I really, really like that. So that kind of like vintage style rug, I've really liked it actually. More rugs please. Never have too many rugs. So there's that Tiny Living chair as well. Really nice actually. Those recent stuff packs have had such nice items in them. Really, whoever made the choices, well job indeed. So I really wanted to get that guitar poster in there, so I put that outside as kind of like an open mic night kind of display, and then I found that other coffee sign, so just kind of like shoved those to the sides there. So my mouth is getting like, you know when your mouth gets kind of dry from talking too much, but then it kind of like, you feel like you're getting a bit spitty with it. I'm kind of like that. So I am sorry if you're thinking, oh, she sounds spitty. It's because I am. It's because I'm gross, basically. I'm going to drink more water. So then I go for those like kind of pub signs, which I quite like. It's like you know, what the coffee shop used to look like 100 years ago, but I think I actually end up replacing those with something a bit more modern in the end. I again, this is another thing I really want more of. I'd like really more posters, so generally like vintage style posters, advertisements, all the kind of posters I find so useful, and then kind of those quite simple modern paintings. Again, it's just something that I can't get enough of. So I think I've used one from Tiny Living there with the little coffee cup on it, and then I go for some more in a minute as well, which are just really handy. And I like those ones. You'll see the one that I use as well, the one from just there on the right with the coffee cup on. Really nice size. You can also size it up or size it down really nicely as well. Really good size. And then each swatch has like 3 versions of it, 3 variants on it, so you can place 3 along the wall and they all kind of match. The only problem with that Nifty Knitting one is that the frames are different colours, so you get like the matching swatches but the frames are different colours, so the frames need to be the same colour really. But then I use another one in a minute on the other wall, and it's brilliant because each frame has 4 swatches, so it's just so handy. I think 3 is the perfect amount of matching swatches, because I tend to put things in 3s. I always think things look better in odd numbers. And then again, I have that problem with like, what chair do I use, and I'm not really entirely happy. That's very brown. So do I leave that? I feel like I've replaced that, but maybe not. I really like that Journey to Batu kind of tile rug as well. I was just trying to make it fit somewhere, but it didn't quite fit anywhere, so I think I give up on it. So yeah, just trying to add a bit more colour up there because I've used a lot of brown. I'm not entirely happy with that, but again, I had a problem with finding the right kind of dining chair that I wanted. So feel free to change those chairs if you want to. Here I add a bit of tile to the bar area just to create a bit of difference, to make it easier to clean, hypothetically. And yeah, so just to kind of create that difference of floor. I use that same, I really like that base game tile as well. I overuse that tile, that kind of like stone tile. Then I want a candle for the middle of the tables. Again, I kind of wish, you see that little dine out candle inside the glass? I kind of want just something really simple. You can see there I've got a few CC candles that I tend to use in the middle of tables quite a lot. I think they're from, I was going to say Tea and Moon, but I don't think, is it Dean and Kiwi? I don't think they, that's what I want to say, Kiwi Sims maybe. I don't think they upload anymore. I think they uploaded a lot at the beginning of the series and then they don't so much anymore, but I still have those table candles because they're just so useful. I really like the one that's like a candle in a bottle as well, a candle in a wine bottle. So I end up using those ones from the debug of Eco Living, but yeah, I would have preferred something, you know, like roses in a jar or like candles in a jar, something romantic for restaurants and things like that. Really like that plant. Again, plants, it's just something I can't get enough of. Plants and posters. Never too many. So yeah, just bobbing those around the place. For a bit of greenery, bit of interest there. Cluttering up the place a little bit. And then I'm back to looking for interesting posters. I really like that one there. It's kind of like looks like it could be for some kind of Broadway play or something, doesn't it? So then it looks like I'm going to go and try and do the bathroom, finding a nice light for in there. I think I end up just using that Journey to Batu light again. I like the kind of industrial look of it. Yeah, there we go. She uses it again, the same light. But I like the industrial look. I think it suits the build. So yeah, bog standard bathroom. I think I go through it for. I think I do go for a little bit of interest with it. Yeah, so I think I use that really nice sink as well. Yeah, from Fitness Stuff. Really like that sink, and that nice mirror as well there. And a plant, because why not? Why not? I think that's more or less it. I think I stick. Here's where I find that nice picture I was talking about with the really good swatches. I can't remember what it came from. Oh, Pets. There you go. You can see each one. So there's like 5 different sets of swatches. They all have the same frame. So you'll be able to see in a moment. I get rid of all this from the walls. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Size it up because they size up and down really nicely. And then you have like 3 of the same frame but with different images. It's just a really, really, really nice picture, really like well thought about by whoever developed that, whoever created that item. Really, really useful. So more of that would be very, very handy to have. So 3 matching frames with matching but different swatches of the image, if that makes any sense at all. So here we go. I test the build. So I get everybody in here. You can see the barista flew in there. I think everybody has brooms. Cinderella has been sent to sing Smelly Cat. And yeah, I get everybody to grab a coffee and sit down and have a chat. So ta-da! Not the most exciting exterior, I have to say, but it does the job. There we go. Beautiful Cinderella. Well done. Sing Itsy Bitsy Spider. Why not? Vanessa's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So here we go. People are getting coffees. I love that they chose to sit on the sofas. Like, I didn't direct them to. They just sat on the sofas of their own accord. So that made me very, very happy. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So if you liked, leave a like. I think I get everybody ordering Americanos there. If you like, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, download this from the gallery if you would like to, and that's about it. Take care, hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Bye guys! Zooming in on Cinderella there before I go.